Well, good morning, five-star family. Good morning. Happy Thursday, Wednesday. We're recording because obviously we've got to meet some people at a picnic today, don't we, Cindy?
Yes, we do.
And we are excited about today to record another version of the 10,000 because we can't do without talking about the changes in the market, everything that's going on in our wide world of real estate, right? And my goodness, we can't say enough for the fact that we're here. We can't say enough for the fact that we have this ability to communicate. And today's topic is very relevant. It's very real. It's very real to all of us. It's about our buyers today. And we know I've experienced this in my discussions in coffee hours. A lot of times when people say, well, those interest rates, man, those things are moving, aren't they? Yeah. What does that do for our buyers? So Cindy, I wanted to kind of open that up for you and I to just discuss this a little bit. I don't think we can do this too much, right?
Right. Well, and I think we talked a little bit about yesterday on Pep Talk Tuesday about opportunity. Well, this is a great opportunity for our buyers. They actually have a chance. Yeah. Doug and I were talking earlier about, kind of getting back to the basics and inspections, all that. Tracy sent us a great article on, put in the offer. It's worth a shot because Absolutely. We're seeing in the market out there where buyers are being able to negotiate lower sale price. More buyers are requesting inspections, which is obviously a very good thing. And we're seeing that sellers are being more open to look at other offers in that.
Yeah. Well, let me ask you a question. With the change of rates and with the change of, people will say as rates kind of go up, maybe the inventory goes up a little bit. So we're going to see more things on the market. You gave me an example earlier as we were chatting about a listing that you just had, a week old?
Yeah, it's a week old.
That already they're making some price adjustments, corrections.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about that one.
Yeah, it's a beautiful property. And, we went in a little bit higher than what I recommended. But I talked with them in advance and said, hey, this is what we're looking at. But if we don't get any showings or less showings, it's not because of the advertising or the photos, it's because of price.
Right.
And it's a higher price property. So of course that limits the buyers. But I was able to get a $25,000 price reduction, and which is fantastic.
Yeah.
And it will sell. Yeah. But it's one of those things where you have to not be afraid or shy to discuss what's happening out there with your sellers. And again, I'm the type of person, I don't like negative, so I don't put a negative spin on it. I tell them I'm there to help them and guide them and give them the best information. And then I show them exactly kind of what's going on out there. And when you look at properties that are over 600, it's a smaller market. So I like to be upfront about it. And I don't want one of those listings that's dragging on and on. Don't want it. None of us do.
No, someone asked me yesterday, and again, we were over here at our Muskegon coffee hour, a little bit about the conversation that you're having today with your buyer. Does that look a little different than the same conversation that you had earlier in the year with that same buyer? Let's say that buyer wasn't able to buy that in this highly competitive, last 6 months that we had.
Yeah.
Now, all of a sudden, things have changed a little bit, right?
Yeah.
I'm one of those guys now that I'm going back to that list of buyers that I have, to find out if they're still in the market, because that, number one, the market
Sure.
of 6 months ago could have scared some people off to a point that they're saying, look, I don't think I'll ever be able to afford to buy
competitive offers. They don't a bidding war. A lot of people, they don't want a bidding war. They just don't want to deal with that.
Yeah. So here we are, fast forward 6 months, approaching October 1st now, saying, wait a minute, now it's time to have these same conversations or similar conversations with today's, what you're just saying, with today's message, and I'm one of those guys that says, I can't have enough conversations with my buyers at this point in time because they don't know what they don't know, right?
Exactly. Yeah. They're looking at us to help them. And, you know, there's all kinds of information out there. You can get information overload, but if you're out there in the market, you have a good feel for it. And it's just about having an honest, upfront conversation. But really, this is opportunity for buyers. I do think that there are more listings out there, and I do think sellers, because of the higher interest rates, are more open to maybe not the full price offer, or you know, before sellers, you know, may not contribute to any closing costs in that. Well, they may be open to do that. You know, it's one of those things that's worth a shot. You know, put the offer in and see what happens, because you can, you know, always negotiate. If you're competing, you may only have one chance, but they get something that, you know, that's something you work through.
You bet. When we talk about motivation on a scale of 1 to 10, where are they, right? Well, they might have been there before, and now they might be a 6 where they were a 10 before. And so to your point, being able to open up those conversations to not only your buyers today, but your sellers. Do you think we're going to see some adjustment in price here in the final quarter of the year?
Oh, I definitely think so. And another point I wanted to make too is they're more open, sellers are more open to accept other financing programs. I had somebody I worked with for a long time. She's a past client, love her. And, you know, I was trying to like, oh my gosh, are we ever going to find a house? Well, we did. And they accepted an FHA Mishta. Well, that's pretty unusual in this market. I've had, obviously RD loans accepted, FHA, all that. So I do believe that your buyers do have a chance, and probably a better chance now than they did before. So I think it's, so like I said, don't be afraid to submit that offer, even if it's a lower offer, because it's an offer. I tell my sellers, it's an offer. It's something for us to work with.
Gives you a chance to do your job, doesn't it?
Exactly.
And I know
show our worth.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. I know we talk a lot about value and the value that we bring to the table. And you know, something I'm feeling very convicted to saying, you know, the early part of this year, or even if we went back into last year when the market was just off the hook crazy, right? Was it easy? Was it difficult to sell a house a year ago? Did we have multiple offers? As agents, did we really work as hard at sharpening our skill set as I see moving forward that we're going to have to do now? We're going to have to go to work, aren't we?
And really, it is a good chance for us to show our worth, because you know, nothing's free, and you got to work at it. And we're in a sales industry, and showing our worth and working the best we can and the hardest we can for our clients is really important, because the whole thing about real estate is having a solid business. So when those people, you sell them a house, you want them in 4 or 5 years to call you, because you handled it professionally, you were upfront with them and told them the steps that they're going to be going through when purchasing that home. And you want that trust and confidence.
Absolutely.
When you're speaking with your clients, I think it's just really important.
I do too. Well, I hear a lot of words like consistent, like intentional, right? Tracy Johnson always says, be intentional, take the initiative. Do some different things that you wouldn't typically do. And I mean, this audience this morning, these are folks that have been in the business not very long, right? So holy smokes, what about this ever-changing, you know, market that we just continue to figure out how to navigate? What would be the advice that you would give someone that's been in this business a year, that's had a little bit of success early in the year with some early sales, But now we approach the end of the year, which others say, man, it's time to go to work. What would you tell them? What would you tell them?
If you had some past sales, don't be afraid to contact those clients. Say hi, check in. Those people, I mean, I can't tell you how many times I've sold a house that was a smaller sale that has resulted in multiple referrals from that one client. Yeah. Because that's why you want to treat every sale like it's $1 million sale. People notice that and they remember that. But I would do that. And then the other thing is I would not be afraid to call, a lender you trust in that and say, hey, just wanted to let you know, if you have anybody that's looking, I'd be happy to help them. You can trust me. I'll take care of them. And then again, what Doug and I were talking about is familiarize yourself with some of the new loan programs, because lenders are getting creative right now to kind of combat those higher interest rates and the tough qualifications. I was telling Doug, I talked to a lender yesterday, and there's a couple of really good programs coming up, and I want to make sure that I know what I'm talking about and that I can explain it, because that also will help my buyers be at ease and maybe give them an opportunity to purchase that maybe they thought, oh no, interest rates went up again, we can't do that, or anything like that. So really, and some of your past buyers, people that called on a property and that, don't be afraid to contact them and say, hey, I wanted to let you know there's some more inventory out there. Didn't know if you were still looking. I'd be happy to help you. Keep me in mind. All that. You never know where that little conversation will go, and people appreciate that. And again, you're picking up the phone and you're attempting to do it, and you'll feel better about yourself too. Absolutely.
Well, and that word consistent, I'm not hearing you say that, but I'm listening to what you're saying in regards to doing the same thing. We're kind of creatures of habit. We know what we need to do. And again, it's on us to do that, right? Yep. So we need to be consistent. We need to be intentional about what we're doing. And I think the agents, as they see themselves getting little success doing that, are going to see that, man, that's something to grow my business, to invest in me. Those are those things that are going to make the difference. The
confidence. The other opportunity for newer agents too is we're seeing more open houses now. Remember, like a year or two before, there were none. And I think there's going to be more open houses, and don't be afraid when you see to volunteer to do that. That is an opportunity for you to meet new buyers. It gets you in the flow of real estate, and you get more confidence because you're greeting people, you're talking with them. Early in my career, I did open houses, and I was nervous when I did my first one. I was like, oh my gosh, can I do this? But you learn the more you do it, and then you kind of get in the flow of things. But I think there's going to be a lot more opportunity for open houses, and that's another great way of meeting clients.
Absolutely, it is. Well, and again, it's about learning how to be effective at those open houses, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Where people say, well, open houses don't work, Doug. They don't work. And I'm thinking, well, are you asking the right question? Are you building the relationship? Are you really doing the necessary things? Because quite frankly, those folks are buyers, right? They're out there.
Exactly. Plus, you're getting your card in their hand. Yep. You're getting your name out there. And, you never know. They could go to the store when they leave there and hear somebody talking at the checkout and say, hey, I'm thinking about selling. Oh, geez, I was just at this open house. She was really nice. Or, you'd be amazed. I've gotten listings because of the brand of car I had. I mean, I'm amazed, I'm amazed. So you just strike up those conversations. But again, get your name out there. Don't be afraid to say you're a realtor. Yep. All that.
Yep. All those things are absolutely imperative. Those are things that you just have to do. Again, I go back to my early years in real estate when I had no business, no sales, but I was around other people that did. And they said, Doug, be a sponge, soak up what others are doing. This isn't time to reinvent the wheel. This is time to get better at your skill set. And doggone it, if I didn't do all the open houses that I could, And my broker said, that's not an option. You want to go meet people, you're going to do open houses. And it was crazy how that jump started my business. It was crazy. So,
and it probably gave you confidence, because when you get in real estate, we've all been there. It's like, oh, wow, I'm a realtor. I have my own business. Uh-oh, what's next? You know, and I think it's, for me, my confidence came from stepping out and not being afraid. And the thing I love about real estate is you can actually be yourself, use your personality, and tweak it. You know, I've had a lot of tweaks on my personality, but I love that about real estate, because it allows you to be yourself and control your time and how you're doing it and what you're doing.
Yeah. I think about Greg Carlson when he's talking about being a student in the market. Again, you want to be the professional, right? You want to be the voice. What do I love to say? You want to be the calm in the storm. So as people kind of come, I mean, you can hear advice in real estate from every direction, a lot of noise everywhere, but they want to be able to come to Cindy Beckwith, know that what she tells them, she's a student of the market, she knows what's going on, and she's creating those opportunities that we talk about. And so it is about mindset for me, and I know it is for you too, Cindy.
Yeah, it sure is. And 5 Star is just an awesome company that allows agents to learn, but also have hands-on training and calling broker support. You learn so much. I mean, I learned from you, Doug. I learned from Kim, Tracy, because real estate is an ever learning thing. And don't be afraid to call if you have questions or anything like that. Because I think everybody, we're all different personalities at broker support. And so it's kind of cool because you kind of get an angle from each of us. But I think it's pretty incredible that that's open to the agents for help and support.
Yep. No, I totally agree. Hey, I wanted to just quote a couple things too, because Tracy had sent this to us yesterday about the book she read. And a couple phrases stuck with me. She says, it's not about timing the market. It's about time in the market, right? Now, I'm kind of trying to understand that, but it goes on to say the most important thing to remember in today's market is working with an experienced realtor is what will set you up for the most success, right?
Yeah.
Man, we all know that a whole bunch of people got into this market, right, as real estate agents because it was what? It was easy. I mean, anything could sell early on in the year, right? And I mean, just nothing to it, Doug.
Yeah.
I put the sign in the yard, and tomorrow I've got 8 showings and 4 offers. So how difficult can this real estate thing be? Well, folks,
gotta work at it.
Here we are.
You know what, Doug? The other opportunity I really believe that's going to happen too is a lot of the for sale by owners are going to want to list. I just listed a condo that was a for sale by owner, but I think what's happening is people want to work with a trusted, realtor, experienced, and you can be experienced even if you're in a month or 2 months.
Absolutely.
It's all in how you present yourself and all that. But I don't go after those for sale by owners, because what happens is, when those listings are on the market longer, for sale by owner, they're getting a little nervous, and a lot of times they're not really sure exactly what to do. And I think even buyers are more comfortable purchasing a property that's listed by a realtor.
Very much so. Very much so. Well, boy, these are good points, and these are things that people need to know. You think we're going to see more for sale by owners? I think your answer was yes, right? You think we'll
I think for sale by owners are going to want to list with realtors.
Yeah. Okay. Good.
Absolutely. I really do, because some of those that have been out there, that's why I think it's a really good time, especially for agents to pursue those for sale by owners.
Yeah, I do too. And again, it goes back to, someone said to me the other day, well, Doug, I don't know what to say when I'm either on the phone or at their front door. It really doesn't matter early on. I mean, you're there to build a relationship. You're there to build the trust, right?
Right.
And have we all said some things on the phone that we're thinking,
Why did I do that?
What did I say? And it's kind of like you threw up on them on the phone.
Yeah,
and
you know what? They're just people. We're people, they're people. And that's how I look at it. They're people, you know. I think people, they appreciate you being real. And if you stumble, and sometimes I stumble a lot on the phone, but I'm not afraid to pick up the phone and make that call. I'll do it.
It's interesting. My wife will give me a hard time. She'll say, Doug, you need to prospect more. People like you, right?
They do, Doug.
So why am I not picking up the phone? Why am I not allowing more time to work on my business versus in my business, right? But I think we're all in that kind of same place in our minds that sometimes it's easier not to make that phone call because I don't want them to say what.
Exactly. Or you could be like me. If I don't make that call and that's staring me on that paper, I'm not going to be able to sleep. I'm going to have to get past it, whether they're nice, mean, or whatever. I've got to get past that because in my mind, the stress of worrying about making that call is worse for me. So I'd rather have them hang up on me or whatever, but I'm making that call. No matter what.
You and I are a lot alike, man. I think we both say the same thing, but then you got to get over that. Then you got to build that bridge, get over it, say the word next and keep going. I mean, you just do.
Yeah. So, and I love people that just say, hey, you know what? I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm going to do it. Fake it till you make it.
Yep. Absolutely.
And boy, you'll get comfortable. You'll, you know, and again, it's not like we pick up the phone and go, oh, wow, we're comfortable. We can do this. You just have to do it.
You got to do it. You got to do it. And again, to talk about statistics, it's not about how many houses you sell, especially as you get early on in this business. Use the company statistics, folks. This is a great company
great point.
Amazing statistics. And why wouldn't you want to use that in your discussion? But know the numbers, be a student. Very important. So, and
go in being confident in yourself. Confident. Doesn't matter whether you had a sale or not. Go in, you know, show your worth, be confident, smile. I think it was Sherry Johnson that said your tone. So now I'm like, when I'm talking, I'm like, oh, do I have a squeaky tone or what?
Have you ever recorded yourself and then listened?
I have. And when I try to talk into my phone, it doesn't recognize. So I know I have a squeaky voice.
And it doesn't matter, Cindy.
No, hey, it's me. I can't help it.
And they keep doing what you're doing. Well, this has been great. Again, as part of the broker support team, and again, Cindy and I talk about this a lot, Tracy, Kim, we really want to be there for agents through this next, 3-6 months. This is a tough time in real estate. No kidding aside, but you know something, it's worth putting in the time. It's worth putting in the effort. Do the things, be consistent. Again, if you make a mistake on what you say or what you do, I mean, what a great place to be. Move on, number one. And you got so many people in your corner with everyone from the deal doctors to this amazing broker support team. My word, I wish I had this group of people in my first 5 years of real estate. Right? The sky's the limit. So well, hey, Cindy, any closing words, any words of wisdom we need to take from today?
Yeah. And your mindset, what Doug talks about a lot is mindset. And the other thing is we've got, October, November, December. Winter's coming, but you know what? Some of my best years in months were in the winter. So don't hold back. People still need to buy homes and people still need to sell homes. And, don't think all realtors go on vacation or anything, because let me tell you, if you work hard, you'll have a successful next quarter.
Yep. I've always said the real agents, the successful agents in this business stay busy 12 months out of the year.
Yeah. That's consistency.
You got it. And you couldn't have said that any better. There's people moving in December, right? We just don't want those opportunities to go to someone else, do we?
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, hey, this has been good. Well, Cindy, thank you. As always, this is fun.
Thanks, Doug.
I learn from you. You learn from me.
I always learn from you.
We get to see each other this afternoon and learn more. And I just wanted to thank you for taking the time. And folks that are listening and watching today, again, take some notes, do the things that need to be done at this point in time. Know that you've got a staff of people here to support you, to lead you, to answer questions. And again, it's a good peace of mind to know that we've got a great system to support our agents, don't we?
Sure do.
Good. Well, hey, I'll let everybody go. It's looking like the fall outside. So
Yeah.
Enjoy. Hopefully the rain's passed us by a little bit and we can enjoy a few more days of sunshine. So Cindy, we'll see you this afternoon, and everyone else, we'll see you on the next version of the 10,000.
Bye. Happy selling.
Happy selling. All right. Thanks.